All right, family. We live with the general, man. We got that fire documentation today, presentation. Uh we're talking about the United States taking over all top countries with oil reserves. That's right. They coming to your door. It's coming off the hinges. If you got oil and you selling to China, you selling to Russia, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They coming to see you. You see, they squeezing the pipeline, feeding China, feeding Russia, feeding any of the adversaries of the United States. Your time is coming. Tick, 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 tick. Just know it. Your time is coming. And so we just seen the United States go down to Venezuela, went to Venezuela. Maduro was down there running off at the mouth. Maduro is in some dungeon somewhere. Him and his wife, they didn't drug him all the way down in the dungeon. You see, but we're going to be talking about that on Patreon. We're going to be talking about what China has been doing with the Mexican cartel, and some of them nations down south. Both of them got a gripe with the United States. And so they got a covert operation going on to try to destroy the United States from within. We're going to talk about that. Why is the United States seizing a lot of these top nations with oil reserves? Venezuela, number one. So automatically, and selling their oil, getting paper, selling their oil right now. You see, selling their oil right now. You see, they just had the summit of the Americas, Shield of Americas, where some of the leaders of the top nations in South America, had a summit with Donald Trump. And they giving Mexico, I'm telling you what I'm telling you, whether you like it or not. And see, that's why I believe now you have to see these things. You ain't going to get this from nobody else. You're not going to get this like this from nobody else. Because I'm telling you this, See, they putting a lot of these Mexicans out of here because they anticipating a war with Mexico. Yeah. Let me tell you, they anticipating war with Mexico, because Mexico been doing some covert, you've been down there, you playing a traitor role down there. Yeah. So they didn't got, they got the information. Yeah, Mexico, you know what I'm saying, been playing, playing the traitor role. So they getting you up, they getting them up out of here. So when they get ready to go upside their head, that they ain't got too many of them in the house that they got to deal with. And the ones in the house, they better be subservient, or you understand what I'm saying? They're going to be somewhere in a hole, just like Maduro. I'm just telling you what it is. This is an imperialistic age. You see, they thought that maybe they could do it electronically. You understand what I'm saying? But it's not that time yet. Yeah, they can do some of it electronically. They can do some of it digitally. They could do some of it, but they still got to put boots on the ground. You got to get them boots on the ground. And so what they know is this. You see all these machines out here, the boats, the planes. You see, if you're going to go to war, you got to have gas. You see? You got to have gas, baby. You ain't got no gas. Them ships ain't going nowhere. Ain't no planes taking off. You got to make sure you got heat in your own nation, you see? So that's critical. China is importing a lot of its oil. Yeah, importing a lot of it is oil. A lot of it coming from Iran. They might as well go ahead and give up on that. They might as well give up on that because Iran is gonna get seized. You see, Iran is gonna get seized. They was building some railroad, railroad from the high speed railway. From China to Iran. Yeah, they might be building it, but when they get back into Iran, they're gonna see the American flag waving. That's what they're gonna see. That's what they're gonna see. That's what they're gonna see. So it's not just they in Iran, they taking over the Persian Gulf. They already in there now. I'm just saying they already in there, but they're gonna seize the Strait of Hormuz because they're not gonna have them in over there like they doing down in Yemen. Yemen then got quiet. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't went over there and punished them. You see what I'm saying? No, they went over. Yemen got quiet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't heard too much from Yemen. Yemen then got quiet because they didn't went over there and put them B-52s. It's, what I'm saying? You can't even see them. They so high up in the sky. You know what I'm saying? You can't even hit them. You know what I'm saying? You can't even hit them. They damn near in outer space. So when they fly over and they open up that damn them doors and all them bombs get to dropping out of there. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see it coming. You can't even detect them. You know what I'm saying? Because when they fly across the radar, they look like a little pigeon or something. Here it is, a big B-52 flying over your nation, almost in outer space. Open up the hatch, and you talking about 10, 20,000 pounds of damn, TNT falling out the sky. And some of them got, they got precision guided missiles. I'm just saying what it is. I'm sick of y'all getting up on the TV and saying, bring it on, America, and then be the first one in Maduro, they rushing his ass across the damn, the tarmac at the airport. He on there like, bring it on. He got his vest on, all on TV with his soldiers out there marching. And then 2 days later, they rushing his ass with a damn potato sack over his head, rushing him across the tarmac at the airport, never to be seen again. Him and his wife rushing their ass across the tarmac, to throw him in a dungeon somewhere. You see? So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's some information about that. You see, it's some information about that. Nobody's hands is clean. Nobody's hands is clean. So just know that. So don't be taking too many sides. Just look at it from the outside. Be strategic on your viewpoint. Just be strategic at what you're looking at. So when we talk about the top oil nations with oil reserves, of course, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia is number 2. Saudi Arabia is an ally. They want to be an ally. They invested in the United States because they need that weaponry. They need that weaponry. And any type of relationship with Russia gonna cost them ultimately, because they'll get did just like Iran. Real talk. They got contingency plans for Saudi Arabia. They've been had contingency plans for Saudi Arabia. I remember I seen a video back in the damn, what was it, the 70s, with Richard Nixon was talking about it. They got contingency plans for Saudi Arabia. If push come to shove. If push come to shove. They'll do the diplomatic thing, because they don't want to have to knock down every door. You know what I'm saying? They know how to do things from the internal aspect. They're doing things from the internal aspect. But if they can be, diplomatic and get the results that they want, that's what they want to do. It's best to do it that way. You can save your missiles. You can save lives. You see? You can say that's how, but, because when it comes down to all these ships that the United States, you got to have oil. You got to have gas to function. So you're not going to war without no oil. You ain't going to war without no gas. So they done seize Venezuela. They in the process of seizing Iran. And they ain't got no choice now but to take it to where they gonna take it. Because you didn't kill their leaders. So you gonna have to see this to the end. It ain't no turning back now. Once you killed them, they leaders like that. Oh no, you got to see this one to the end. And they just voted in, they have announced that the Ayatollah Khomeini's son will be the new Ayatollah, and they already said. He probably won't live to be 2 months older. You know what I'm saying? They gonna kill that man, Like, here I am, I'm next, you know what I'm saying? I already got my casket, I'm the new Ayatollah. Come on and get me, That's crazy, yeah. Yeah, he said he ain't happy about it. No, because Donald Trump, he really want to make money, but he know the predicament he in. He know what predicament he in, Yeah, if he could just make money, he would, He ain't really no warmonger. He ain't really, but, at the same time, he know what time it is. So with Iran, and then Canada is also one of the top oil reserve nations. And so Canada is falling in line. Canada is falling in line. Yeah, and you're right. You said it right, young Chris. You said it right. You people don't understand how strong, United States is. They don't. Listen to me. When you relay the truth, people act like, well, you side. Listen, we is acknowledging truth. Do you see how they running in on these nations? Everybody talking about America going fall. When? It ain't gonna be today. Yeah, it ain't gonna be today. It ain't gonna be today. Okay, so just yeah. It ain't gonna be today. So just give up on that. Just give up on that. You feel what I'm saying? But like you right. You right, Ray. It is. And that's why I say either you're gonna be the big dog, you're gonna be the little dog, or you're gonna be the dead dog. It ain't no other, it's just them three choices. Choose which one you want to be. And be it. Do what it takes to be that. You see, do what it takes to be that. You see Russia and and China quiet. You see, people talk about China. China ain't whooping no ass nowhere. China trying to rush up on, China is not whooping no ass nowhere. Them boys is up there, parading. These boys over here in war for real. They ain't just out here marching. They warring for real. You see what I'm saying? They ain't so it's a difference between the United States and China. China is, yeah, they do all the marching and, you know, they get their little dance, yeah, get their little dance steps and, you know, how they be coming down, you know what I'm saying, and marching and shit with their guns and shit doing, yeah. And then as soon as them guns go off, they ass running and hiding somewhere, dropping like flies, because this is real war. This is real war. So, yes, it seems to be the United States is really moving in on a lot of countries with oil reserves, squeezing the pipeline, or China. Russia has its own oil reserve. So they, you know, that's not going to too much affect them. But it's most definitely going to shrink the world of China. And listen to me when I'm telling you. Yeah. Listen to me when I'm telling you. They sending a message to India too, letting them know. Because they've been messing with Russia. And they tried to play a move and went to China too. So they sending that, and I seen it. They sending their ass a message too. United States is going across this globe. And they knocking on doors, man. Straight up. They knocking on doors all around the world. So you can say what you want. Oh man, America ain't nothing. Who is that? It's America. Oh man, I'm with you. I didn't say nothing. I'm with you, America. Ain't you wasn't you just on the internet saying America ain't nothing? No, that wasn't me. That was my twin brother. That was my twin brother. You know I wouldn't say nothing like that, America. You know how you niggas be. I ain't never said nothing like that against America. Look, I got my flag. You know, you wouldn't go get them little flags. You know, I always got my flag with me. You know what I'm saying? Perpetrating the fraud. Don't get your door knocked on. Don't get your door knocked on, family. I ain't saying, but if you're going to ride out, ride out. But don't end up like Saddam Hussein and Ayatollah Khomeini and what's the other one? Gaddafi. And yeah, that's what you want me to say. What you want me to say? All right, family, we got a lineup. Listen, I got a serious breakdown that I want to drop for y'all. It's on Patreon. We're going to be talking about the Chinese and the Mexican cartel, what they have been doing to try to undermine the United States. Man, that's why they about to run in on them. Yes, that's why that's why they had this little conference, this Shield of America. They are about to get ready to run in on Mexico next. Watch. If they don't bow down, they're going to lay down. I'm trying to tell you ahead of time. Remember where you heard it from. This is the General, family. See me, click that link, top of the chat, Patreon, and I'll see y'all black here in a few seconds, few minutes. Arm yourself with knowledge, bang on the Wicked Beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom, Black Power.